What's up? It's Bo here again, and it's been a while. It really has. I've been busy with some things in my own life. I've been working and stuff like that. So that's why I haven't been making these videos so often. But I thought I'd break the silence with a vlog entry about something that's very important. It's a very short message that I'm going to give in this video. And that is to be brave, right? That is to be brave and to trust yourself, right? And I think this is a message that loads of people have to hear, like at this present moment, right? Because what is, really kind of rampant in the world, that holds people back in life, that stops their lives being as good as they could be, and the lives of, also the lives of those around them that they love, is a lack of courage, right? Because we just happen to find ourselves in a society that is very much, it basically sells you this idea that life is very dangerous and there's a lot of stuff out there to get you, and we have this plan that has worked for decades upon decades in this society that's very secure, and it's best for you to follow this plan because everyone else has done it and it works, and otherwise you're going to die, essentially. Like, you're going to fail, like you're going to go broke, you're going to be loveless, you're going to be like your life is going to shit, right? That's the kind of society that we live in, right? And I look around me every single day and I see people, and this might just be because I live in a place that's I live in East London, right? And the kind of overall vibration of the people here is not very high. Like, the people here, they're very much caught in the thick of desperation, basically. But yeah, so we're in this kind of society, right? And if you so much as have a dream, right, or you have an alternate vision of how you would like your own life, not even the world, right? Not even society or like things like that, but you have a vision of yourself. You look around you, right? And you see the fear, the desperation, the lovelessness, the loneliness, the poverty, the destructive thinking and behavioral patterns of the people around you, like in society. And you have so much, if you have so much as, just like you have a desire within you to, better yourself, because you're like, this can be better, right? My life can be better. I don't have to be stuck doing the same thing over and over again every single day. I don't have to be stuck learning things that I don't care about, in a manner that doesn't inspire me, I don't want to be in a society where we all have to wear a mask and distrust each other, even though, like, deep down we know that we're all human beings and we're all connected on a very fundamental level. We have the same worries. Like, the President of the United States of America, Obama, has the same fucking, worries that you have, that, your 2-year-old has, that, a teenage girl has, that, a prisoner in Iraq or something has, We're all human, right? But we find ourselves in a society where we have to kind of play all these little games with each other and not really not trust each other, So we pack ourselves in these little kind of units, like, these single family households. And we just sit there, just like separating ourselves from everyone else, right? And so the message I wanted to present in this video is to stop that, stop feeding into that, right? You might not necessarily be someone who has a dream yourself. You might not necessarily be someone who's passionate or has, you know, the vision to envisage, you know, a better future, you know, how you can make an improvement to improve your life in this way, what new ideas you can try on, what new perspectives you can garner. You might not be that person, but still you have a duty to the rest of, you know, your brothers and sisters to be brave in like allowing them, you know, the people in your life who do have that vision, who do have that you know, innocent, naive, you know, a capacity to imagine a better future, to improve themselves and to share that knowledge with you so that you could change if you wanted to, you know, not to like inadvertently stop these people, right, and sabotage like everything, right? I'm calling out to you people in particular in this entry, like the people who are, you know, who are very much advocates of the, you know, the well-trodden path, the people who want to play it safe in life, the people who just want to love their family, the people who just want to love their significant other, the people who just want to contribute into society in a quiet, non-rocking the boat kind of a manner. Like, you know, I'm targeting you right now, you know, primarily with this message. You know, my message is to be brave, right? Sure, you know, there's lots of rationalizations out there in society that, you know, you've bought into, that you choose to believe, which might be right, you know, to an extent, you know, of, you know, following the well-beaten path, like getting a job, and, you know, going about things that way, you know, voting, you know, all of these things that we do and take for granted in society. And then you see someone like who, you know, who is a bit of an upstart, you know, they're just really, they just want to change things all the time. They want to rock the boat. They want to introduce new ideas. They want to think differently. They're not satisfied with the status quo because the status quo sucks, right? You see these people, right? And what I'm saying is, don't do the usual thing, which is to doubt them and to, you know, inadvertently tear down their vision by like trying to rationalize to them how the status quo is fine and that, you know, they shouldn't rock the boat, you know, from fear of like falling off the boat, you know, that kind of thing. You have to recognize that, like, you know, like these people, well, you know, all I'm doing is I'm suggesting to you to just entertain these possibilities, you know. Entertain these possibilities that, you know, someone might tell you, or imagine for yourself, you know, don't ignore those thoughts that you get sometimes of the frustrations you feel in everyday life, where you think, if only this can be better. No, that would never happen. No, forget it. Just keep going on with this, you know. Don't think of anything weird, you know, because it's never going to happen. Don't think like that. I'm saying to you in this entry, I'm challenging you to start to entertain these thoughts, to start to look at people who are a bit of an upstart, and to think, and to, you know, to view them from a point of view of, maybe he's got a point, you know, maybe I shouldn't be so cynical, maybe I shouldn't be so skeptical towards, you know, not even the ideas, but like the drive of someone to just break out of, you know, this holding pattern. Because, you know, the reason I say this is because we all hold ourselves when we're in that fear vibration. We're all holding ourselves together on this sinking piece of land, like not like too scared to let go of each other. When really what we ought to do is to release the grip that we have on each other, to let, you know, all of us start to have the freedom to, you know, to start to explore these new possibilities of improving life and improving, you know, the relationship that we have with each other, improving the understanding we have of each other, and to really flourish in our own individual capacity so that we then feed that into the evolution of our civilization, of our race, you know? And that, you know, that takes courage, and that's why I'm saying this to you in this video, because it's very easy to just subconsciously fall into this pattern of like, no, you know, it can't be done. Why are you thinking this? And like, it also takes courage to recognize that, you know, there is something that you might not necessarily, like, there is something that's making you say these things. Because, like, really, like, from, you know, if I was to say to you, you know, I have this idea, like, this is how it is right now in the society, and I have this idea of improving the way that we sustain ourselves, you know, the way that we make money, or the way that we view ourselves, so that, you know, we're not so scared of each other, you know, we're not so serious about the borders that we surround ourselves in, you know, and segregate ourselves from, using these to segregate ourselves from other people, you know, like nations and stuff like that, skin color, you know, things like that. So it takes courage to recognize that all of that comes from a place of fear and hurt, right? That itself takes courage. What I'm constantly saying in these videos, you know, the idea that I like to teach about is tapping into your sensitivity. And, like, if anything, that's probably the start of where you really have to be courageous, right? It's the start of being really courageous for yourself, and, you know, like, stop running away from whatever it is that scares you, right? Long enough for you to see the light, right? And to continue seeing the light, and to place your trust in yourself, in your ability to follow that light and the light of others around you, you know, them trying to foster and culture their own light within them, you know, and to collectively, you know, grow our courage and our strength in that way, and not sink back into the depths of fear, right? And I know it's really hard, you know. I guess I'm lucky in a sense, because I just happen to have something within me that causes me to continually kind of quest internally to, like, find out, you know, why I'm depressed about things, you know, what makes me dysfunctional, you know, what's wrong with society, you know, all of these things. Like, I just happen to have that kind of a, you know, a personality, that kind of a mind, that kind of a spirit. But, like, I just wanted to extend a message out to everyone, just to be brave and to trust yourself, right? Trust in yourself that, you know, that whatever it is you're running away from isn't going to destroy you. Trust in yourself enough to sink into that fear and to call it out for what it really is, which is fear. You're just scared, right? You know, you're scared that someone is going to take your job. You're scared that someone's going to beat you up. You're scared that someone is going to not love you. You know, you're scared that someone's going to leave you. You're scared that someone's going to think a certain way of you. You're scared that someone is going to take advantage of you. You know, we're all just scared at the end of the day, right? And it's so liberating. All it takes is that first droplet of courage for you to sink into that. And in a matter of time, you realize that it's just fear, and that fear isn't going to kill you. And if anything, you let go of that clenching onto defense from that fear, and you become so liberated, right? You know, recognizing that, and then recognizing that in other people, you know, and start to resonate at a higher frequency, you know, instead of cutting someone down, or feeling that desire to, you know, just like be skeptical towards other people, and towards, like, the ideas that you have yourself, just be like, you know, maybe it can be done. You know, maybe this might work. And at the very least, if it doesn't work, maybe there is value to, like, this focusing on, you know, what can be done, you know, focusing on what is possible, how we can improve our lives, how we can be free from fear and to be more happy and connected with each other, and not be polluting the planet so much, and, you know, be healthier in terms of what we put into our bodies and what we engage in on a daily basis. Maybe, you know, maybe if I do this, maybe I'll be happier. Maybe, like, I'll start growing my hair back. Maybe I'll start to, you know, lose weight. You know, maybe I'll start to look and feel more youthful. You know, maybe I won't feel so jealous towards the people who are young or attractive or successful, you know, or possessing things that I don't have. Because then, when you start to trust yourself and be courageous in that way, you realize that everyone has the same insecurities. And then once you're free from the shackles of that, you know, that kind of weakness, that focus on your weakness all the time and focusing on fear all the time, you start to then have freed up energy with which to redirect into appreciating your beauty, What are you good at? Can you contribute to society? How could you provide value to other people and sustain yourself at the same time? It might be possible. It might not be as desperate as, you've been conditioned into. You have to get a job, otherwise, like anything else you're going to do is going to be really unstable and you're just going to die from it. Eventually you're going to hit a point where you just give up, right? Maybe what I achieve at work is only a fraction of what I could really achieve if I follow my passion. If I follow my passion, I could inspire other people. I know that my ideas, like the more I focus on my ideas, the more I realize that, actually, I'm a smart motherfucker, Like I have something to say, I have something that I'm good at, I have these ideas, or I have this skill, or I have this energy about me that is infectious, that, could really, really improve the lives of me and also the ones I love and everyone, and this huge, big, fat human family that we're in, You start to, and then you start to see that in other people, and you start to focus less on like, oh man, like I'm shit at this. Oh man, that guy's good at that. Like fuck that guy. You know what? He's actually not that good. He's just fucking like, look, he's not good at this, or he's ugly, or you stop focusing on that shit, which doesn't fucking matter, and you start to focus on the things that do matter, right? And I'm not saying that those things don't matter. Right, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that you stop feeding into negative energy, right? The energy of not going anywhere, because that's ultimately like where most of us find ourselves. Either like and mostly subconsciously, the people who I'm addressing this to, like the people who just want to live quiet lives, normal lives, and just want to get by. Fair enough, but like I just want you to entertain the idea of, if you see these, someone with the drive to succeed, if you see someone with the drive to, particularly in your own life, because this is really where it applies. If you see a loved one and they've got this drive to succeed, or like you can see that they have this passionate kind of interest area, or like that they appear as though they're really drawn to something, and like they have that feel, because it's a feeling, right? All of this stuff is feeling, right? They have this feeling of greatness, because that's ultimately what it is, right? It's this feeling of greatness that we have kind of because of the way we've been made to feel in society, like so mousy. It's often we feel very kind of envious and also kind of fearful of people who have that vibe of greatness. Where in actuality we're all great, right? But it's just, okay, so it's just to, to trust, to be brave, to trust in someone's ideas and, intentions to improve themselves and to better, just human existence, right? And yeah, that's my message. It was longer than I expected, and there were probably a few points that I didn't hit. I did this video kind of a bit blind. I haven't done these for a while. I probably would have articulated it a bit better if I did it a few times, or if I wrote a script down like with the main points I wanted to hit. But I hope that my message has been clear. Be brave. Take the route that inspires you. That really moves you, and and do that in spite of the abundance of roads that should be good for you, that supposedly are good for you, that are stable and fulfilling from an external point of view, but they don't inspire you, they don't move you. Be brave and trust in what moves you, trust in what moves other people, and if we do that, then we'll be well on the way to a better world, seriously. So cool. That's been my message. Namaste, and I will see you in the next entry. Peace.